Alright, this is pyro-d-lite Industries. We're testing 3 additional possible firing systems. We've got a 90Q wired system. We also have a 32Q remote and a 24Q remote. Both of those systems can also be fired manually. First one we're going to test will be the 90Q wired system. It has locking mechanism here. First thing you see is the slat controls. It's got a test fire switch. It's got an on-off power switch. It's going to have a key switch installed. It also has the individual firing buttons down here. These are the slats that come with it. There are 3 of these. In addition to these, the system comes with about 300 feet of wire. To make the system operational, this has a 250 volt output using capacitive discharge. You plug it into AC current to charge it up. When you charge this thing up, you're going to see this light right here come on, indicating that you have power. When you flip the switch, the timing lights will come on. You'll also see the power voltage indicator come on. First step of this is keeping this thing off until you're ready to go, and it would be to hook up the slats to the system. Okay, through the magic of television, I went ahead and I hooked up the slats to the cables. You have 100 meters, 300 feet of this wire, and then roughly 33 meters of secondary wire. The 100 meter wire gets hooked into the A, B, and C slat, which is right here, and you take the additional 33 meter cable, hook that end into the other end of the slat, run that down over here to the next one, goes into the D selection, the D, E, and F slat here, and then the last 33 meter goes into this end. I didn't feel like untangling it all. And it goes into the very last slat, being G, H, and I. Each individual letter has 10 individual Qs, so there's going to be 30 on each one. We have 3, so that makes 90 total possible Qs. The cable we went with is a heavy duty wire with a round barrel attachment. There's a little gap here, and in this part there's a gap that you line up. Just screw it on. At that point you're good to go. If you were to hit the power, you can't see this so well because it's daylight, but the lights came on when I hit the power, and over here you have a test and a fire switch. I'm going to go ahead and show the different igniters that work with this. These are the igniters that you would use, the non-pyrogen igniters that any consumer can buy without a license. It uses a Kelvin clip, or you can solder lead wires from each end of the conductive panels. In the next one I'll demonstrate how to hook this in. Okay, the next part is, let's show you exactly how to hook up a fuse to one of these non-pyrogen igniters. This is one of your typical visco fuses. You'd find this attached to the consumer piece that you purchased. This would either be in a cake, it would be a long one attached to a mortar shell that you'd put inside the tube. So let's assume that my hand here is the fireworks piece. All you do is you take, in the end of this igniter, there's a sharp pointy end. You just basically insert that sharp pointy end into the core of the visco fuse, and you just close up the plastic housing, and you just did one. I get another one out. Same thing. End of this, into the end of this, push it in, close her up, and you got two done. Okay. This end right here, one would go into the red part of the slat terminal, and the other one would go to the black. This is the Kelvin clip. The Kelvin clip simply gets put on the end like that, and then you're good to go. This is the A side, and you can see barely, but there's numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in red. Right down here. Polarity doesn't matter on these. You're just going to go ahead and hook up one to the red and one to the black. So now this visco fuse, if it were attached into a cake, it would be ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and just lay it here. The next one will attach to the second slat. Walk up over here to the second slat. So first one we hooked up to was A. Now we'll hook this guy up to the D. Same thing, you can just hook it in there. Polarity doesn't matter. One goes to the red, one goes to the black. Now D1 is hooked up, so you have A1 up there, and this is D1. Okay, I wanted to be able to show you when I push the button and when the thing goes off, so you kind of see how it works. Again, A is turned on. The firing indicator switch is to fire, not test. The board here is showing we have a timer going, which keeps track of the time between cues and the total time of your show. And this is the firing button. Firing in 3, 2, 1, fire. Okay, that fired off. Second one is way back in the distance. You're going to turn off when you finish with all the buttons here. That indicates you finished off that slat. The first slat, of course, is A, B, and C. The second slat has D, E, and F. So we're on D now. We want to turn D on. D is way in the distance there. I'm going to fire off D in 3, 2, 1, fire. And that fired off instantly. Okay, again, you're going to fire all the way through the entire system. And when you're finished with that slat, turn that one off, and you turn the next one on, and so forth until you finish it off. Right here you can see the numbers are going. This indicates the box where the show has been going on for 10 minutes and 24 seconds, 25 seconds. This is how long it's been between you fired the last button. And this is the number of cues you went through. So that's the system in a nutshell. It's it's a pretty good system if you don't like remotes, if you don't like wireless technology, if you want a sure thing. This is probably the way to go. We're going to do some more testing on this unit. However, we're hoping that we'll either go to this or a 270Q unit. This would possibly be for sale or rent.